What's up, it's Destiny back again for another video, and in today's video we are going to be discussing dating in 2025, dating in America, dating as a black woman, dating as a Christian, dating as a single parent, dating as a breast cancer survivor, dating as a 2A advocate, just dating. That's what we're going to be talking about. I don't know if this is going to be a series because as you see the various subcategories this could be broken down into, but today we're just going to be discussing my experience thus far with dating. Now, before we get too deep into this video, I want you to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss any videos. You know, I do an array of topics. I talk about health, I talk about advocacy for your Second Amendment rights, self-defense, I do vlogs, family stuff, you know, so you don't want to miss any of those videos. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Give this video a like, because why wouldn't you? And be prepared to leave a comment at the end of this video. So, okay, dating in 2025. As a new 36-year-old, my birthday was last Tuesday. It's been very interesting, to say the least. I was in a relationship prior to being single for almost 2 years, you could say, and that ended on my terms for various reasons, and maybe we could discuss that in a separate video. So since then, I've been putting myself back out there in terms of dating. And when I mean putting myself out there as dating, because like I said, I'm a Christian, so I believe what the Bible says: he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So I'm not out here searching. I'm not looking for I'm not looking, but I am aware that he's not going to just fall through my ceiling. He's not showing up on my doorstep, and even if he was, I'm probably not answering the door, because I don't answer the door for unannounced guests. You see what I'm saying? So we have to position ourselves so that we can be found. And even before you go into positioning yourself, you have to position yourself mentally, spiritually. And y'all know, or if you don't know, but I've been in therapy for a year now. Yeah, I think it makes a year. I started therapy mainly because of the diagnosis that I received last year with my health. But so I've been going through therapy and dealing and working through all the things, okay? And so I feel that I'm at a point where I am healed from past relationships to the point where I can, like I said, put myself out there. So that was my first step, therapy, making sure that I'm right mentally and emotionally before putting myself out there as an available woman. So now that I've done that, I have to position myself. And I will say I have not been the best at positioning myself. My therapist would say, you know, you need to get out the house a couple times a week, and not just for errands, not just for things with the kids, something for yourself, as a part of self-care, but also as a part of meeting people. And it could be meeting friends, it could be meeting potential partners, things of the sort, whichever, you know, you want to do. So I have not been the best at doing that. I have been going places, but those are not the types of places that I would feel that my husband would be. And so that's on my fault. So since I have done that, I've met some people. I've been on a couple of dates, and they didn't get really past the first or second date. And the reason for that is because, I don't know, it's a lot of reasons, but I'll discuss the last one. So I met this guy at this place. We talked a little bit, we exchanged information, and we were communicating, and we were going to plan a date. Now, the reason why things didn't go further with this person, in my opinion, is because my intuition. Something was having me so hesitant with this person. Every time he would want to come up with a date, I would cancel. And at first I thought, well, maybe because I'm nervous, maybe because, you know, I was dating somebody else and the experience was blah 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 and dee. No. So I ended up going on the date, which was dinner, which was nice, which was cool, which was fun, but the conversation was not kind of like up to par for me. It was more so talking about other people. He was talking about his friends and their relationship. He was talking about nothing that would give me beyond surface of getting to know him. You know, and I know in dating, it's like, I don't want to go through the favorite color, favorite food type of thing, but you need to know those things so that you can know the person. I don't want to be discussing other people's problems, you know, and that's really where the conversation was. And where I'm at in my life is, because y'all probably can tell, I can kind of overshare. I'm a sharer. I like to share information. I like to share my experience. I like to share knowledge. I like to share. So when dating, I don't want to be an overshare too soon. So I have allowed myself to take a step back, not overshare, and allow the men to speak, just to hear what they have to say, to hear what they're not saying, to hear the things, the keywords, the buzzwords, the red flags, the green flags, the yellow flags, allowing them that opportunity so that I can make a decision, an informed decision. Because really the first couple of dates is you deciding if this is someone that you want to deal with. Not deal with, that sounds bad, but it's someone that you want to explore more with. And so you have to be a good listener. And you don't want to overshare things because, and it's not like you're hiding things, but you just don't, they don't need to know certain things too soon, because you don't know if you want them. You have to decide at what capacity you want people to be in your life. And you don't want to give them all the things that are sacred to you and they're just a one-date person. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I have learned that, and I just let them talk. But doing so, conversation was really not really what I was really looking for. I felt like if it was anything outside of his friends and things like that, I had to like stir up that conversation, which I can kind of do that, but not necessarily want to do that all the time. So, but the dinner date went well. I would say it went pretty good. We did have laughs. We did have a good time. It was good. Now, when it came to the second date, but during this date, we did discuss, no, that was through text messages. That's another thing, fellas. Pick up the phone and call. I'm not going to be on the phone caking. That's what we call it. When you're on the phone talking to your little crush or little boo thing, caking. I'm not going to be on the phone caking all day. Because, again, I don't want to create an emotional tie with someone that I'm not sure where I want them to fit in my life at this time. But you can call, hey, I was just thinking about you. How's your day? Blah, blah, blah. I think he did that like once. And everything else was through text messages. And so I did tell him like what I like to do, what I want to do as far as dates and things like that. So he plans the date. First of all, where he went wrong is he planned the date at like 8:30 at night. To me, a date should be earlier. If it's on a weekday, say even if it's on a Friday, 6 o'clock, that's a good time for a date. 8:30? No. And so he planned the date for 8:30. He would not tell me the location. He would not tell me what we were doing. And I get it. Women, we want a man to plan. We want surprises. We want intentional things. We want that, right? But for me, coming from a safety standpoint, I need to know where I'm going. If you don't want to tell me what we're doing, that's fine. But I need to know where in the world you trying to take me, or where in the world I'm going to meet you. Because I don't let men pick me up from my house for dates. For me, that's reserved for we're in a relationship, we're locked in, now you can come pick me up. But going to dates, I'd rather meet. That's just my opinion. You could do Uber, where they don't know your address, but they make the accommodations for Uber or Lyft, but they should not be going to your house on the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth date. Okay, because again, you're deciding where you want them to fit in your life, and they don't need access to where you lay. They don't need access to your palace, to your sacred places. You understand what I'm saying? So he was like, well, you could just, he sent me an address, and I was like, oh, is this the place? He's like, no, that's my home address. And I was like, okay, fellas, don't do that. Because if I was a different type of woman, I could have had him lined up. Because you don't know me. This is date number 2, and I already have your address. Don't do that. Don't do that. And he was like, you could just park your car at my house and we could drive together to the date. That might sound cute. That might sound, oh, he's intentional. He's thinking about your gas, or he's thinking about, you know, your transportation, things of that. But to me, that's not. To me, that is suspicious. You want me to meet at your house at 8:30 at night. I've never been to your house. This is the second date. It's not like we're talking so much where I know so much about you. The conversation has been pretty much surface level, in my opinion. It's been a couple weeks. So I think we went on the date. That last week he was out of town for the weekend. And then, so it's week 3 of knowing you. Is it? Because I did cancel. No, I think it was week 3. And for me, put how you feel in the comments below. Fellas and ladies, put how you feel in the comments below. Do you think that that was something chivalrous? Do you think that was sweet, intentional? And again, in my opinion, coming from a safety standpoint, coming from, I'm a woman, I'm not going to your house. I'm not, and you're not coming here, but I'm not going to your house. Even if it's, oh, just park your car. It starts off as, oh, just park your car. Then it's like, oh, I left something in the house. Come in. And now I'm trapped. Also, y'all know how I feel about being stranded. I want to be able to leave when I want to leave. I want to be able to go if I need to go. I have children. I have family. If something happens, I need to be able to pick up and go. I can't be dependent on you because I don't park my car at point A, but we over here at point B and I got to get to point C. That's too much. I'm not doing that. So yeah. Oh, and he said tipsy mini golf. Now, once he told me where we were, because I kept asking, it's like, I need to know how to dress for the day. I need to know, do I need to eat? Are we getting food? What is the plan? And again, don't take me nowhere if you ain't gonna feed me. But, anyway, we could talk about that in a different way, because people might take that as a negative and blah, 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 but it's not. So he ended up telling me, oh, we could play tipsy mini golf. And so the area isn't that big. So I asked him, I said, is it this place? He's like, yeah, how'd you know? I said, because I've been there before. I don't like mini golf. And I don't like that place because to me it smelled musty when I went. Maybe they made changes. Maybe they had some air fresheners, some vacuuming going on. I don't know. When I went, it smelled musty. And I don't want to be smelling no must, okay? It was small. And I just don't like mini golf. I've never liked mini golf. Like, I did that back when I was a teenager. I think my kid's dad took me mini golfing on a date. But that was actually fun. Because, anyway, I was younger and me and him were friends before anything. Before we started dating. So, we already had that foundational foundation so that we could explore different things. Anyway, so I told him all this and that, and he was like, well, I already gave you the address to my house, just come on. No, I don't feel comfortable with that. And I told him, I said, I don't think it's appropriate for me to go to your house. I don't feel comfortable with that. He's like, okay, well, fine, just meet me at the place. It's like, but you don't understand, I don't like mini golf. This is not something that I want to do. And then he called me and we talked. He's like, well, I'm outside tonight and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, be outside. Long story short, I ended up going to a place that I frequent, hanging with a person that I know who's a DJ. And I was up in the DJ booth, child. And he happened to be there and saw me. And, you know, that, I don't know if that looks bad on my part or not. I don't really know. But to say this, I communicated what I like to do. This was also my birthday week. He wanted to take me somewhere, but I had already went. Literally, the dinner cruise. He wanted to take me on that. I didn't know that until after I said it. So then again, I don't even know if that's something that he really was planning or is he just saying that. Because again, I don't know him. I don't know his character. But he was like, oh, I'm going to take you to a place with nice views. We went from talking about going to a place with nice views, a couple restaurants with nice views, from the gun range to going to a different city to ending up at mini golf? No, thank you. I did a poll on my social media, Instagram and Facebook, and I was like, I gave the situation. I said, hey, am I tripping? Y'all let me know. A few people said yes, I was tripping. Majority of the people said no, I was not tripping, and I don't think that I was. You have to do what's best for you when it comes to dating, because again, although people feel entitled because, oh, well, I'm paying for your dinner, I'm paying for your activity, I'm paying for your entertainment, I'm paying as well. I'm paying with my time. Time is currency. My time is very valuable. I'm a mother. I'm a mother before anything. So any time taken away from my kids is time that I need to spend wisely. Okay? Any time that I'm doing something outside of my normal routine is time that I need to spend wisely. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not just oh, he's paying for this. I'm paying as well. I'm paying with my time, my attention, my care. I'm paying as well. So that's not something I wanted to pay for. I did not want to pay with my time at a musty mini golf place. And this is not to speak negatively about this individual at all. I'm not bashing anyone. I'm just sharing my experience, because we're 36. Maybe you're not, but I'm 36. I'm 36. I have 2 kids, 2 dogs. I'm at a different point in my life at this point. I'm at the point where I'm ready to be locked in with my future, to be a wife, to have this blended family, because it's gonna be blended, to have that, not to be, let's go mini golf, let's go here, let's flaking, making promises and not keeping them. To me, that's a problem. That's a red flag. You said you're gonna do this and that, and then we ended up over here. How do we end up over here and we was talking about stuff over here? That's not adding up. You're breadcrumbing. Be careful when you're dating. People will breadcrumb you. They will tell you all the things you want to hear, tell you all the things that you want to do, have you strung along just to show up with something that was not even discussed. Breadcrumbing. So y'all know I'm very reflective and I'm analytical, so I really dissected this situation so many times, and I've spoken with some peers to get their feedback too, because I'm not a yes man kind of girl. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, and I'm gonna talk to my therapist about this too. But I spoke with people and they're like, yeah, something was suspicious straight off the bat about him wanting you to go to his house. That's just something that I'm not going to do. And those are one of the tips that I give when I have a video out here somewhere, either top 3 or top 5 tips when going on a first date, which could apply to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th date as well. Things not to do, and that's one of them. Well, one of them is don't do what you don't want to do. Don't let no one pressure you into doing anything that you don't want to do. I'm not doing no mini golf, baby, ever. I'm not. I take my kids, but I'm not doing that. But also not to go to their house and don't allow them to come to your house. That's just something that I stand firmly on. That is a breach of safety, a breach of security, and we're not having that. We're not having that. So I'm still optimistic about dating. People have mentioned getting on dating apps. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I did meet an ex-boyfriend on a dating app, and I don't have anything really negative. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't have really anything negative to say about him. But the experience to find someone on there is dreadful. I guess I'm traditional in the sense of I want to just be out in the world. At the coffee shop, I don't drink coffee, so I'll be getting tea, reading a little book, at the park, or at the gun range, kayaking, zip lining, I don't know, just out in the world doing something, and just stumble upon, and maybe that's so Hallmark, Lifetime movie, but that's what I think I would prefer. But I'm not opposed to dating apps. want to meet somebody organically and not where they curated a profile to seem approachable. You know, I don't want none of that fake stuff. So we'll see. But like I said, I'm open because I'm open to the experience of dating. I'm open to being found by my person. So I'm gonna take y'all along the journey. I've done some videos on TikTok. If you follow me on TikTok, it's Destaynee. I've done some debriefing of like the date and the things and the communication. Just again to share my experience with other people who might be able to relate to the situation that I'm in. So, yeah. And also dating as a Christian, you know, there's some certain things that I'm not going to partake in, I'm not going to do, and I'm not folding on that boundary. And so you have to make those things aware up front, but also be careful of people who say, oh, I'm a Christian too. But then conversation leads into different territories. And I believe that you could be a Christian and talk about different things, but if I've said, oh, I'm not doing X, Y, and Z until ABC happens, why are you trying to bring this up when I said I'm not doing that? You know what I'm saying? But you said you were a Christian too and you understood, so why are you understand what I'm saying? So it's just, you don't want to be on the defense all the time with dating, but you have to be aware. And that's the same thing with safety, with 2A. I'm not walking around here on defense all the time, but I'm aware. And if I have to do defense, I know how to. And if I need to do offense, I know how to as well. So that's just some things I want to take away. Also, with having a health diagnosis that I had last year, I did not tell him about that because, again, I don't know him. And you're like, Destiny, you told the people of the internet your health situation. You can't tell this guy who you're going to dinner with? I know that might sound weird. But I feel like this is a community that I curated. Y'all know me. Y'all care about me. Y'all love me. Y'all pray for me. Y'all wish me well. Y'all know about my kids. Y'all know about my mama. Y'all know stuff about me. This is a community, a village. This is our little piece. So that's different. I can come to y'all and tell y'all all the things because I'm your favorite cousin. I'm your big sister. I'm your little sister. I'm your niece. I'm your granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? So we're a family. So I could do that with y'all. But with him, I don't know where I want him to fit at in my life, if I want him in my life at all. So giving him that information is going to do what for him? Absolutely nothing. Possibly look at me as a sad case and have pity on me. I don't know. But that's something that I think about as well when I'm dating. Do I tell them? Do I tell them that I had this diagnosis and I had this fight? When do I tell them? There's no book on it, right? You just have to feel it out and see when you feel it's comfortable, when you think they've surpassed whatever levels that you might have in your head to where it's like, okay, now I can open up in this sort of way, because everyone's not able to handle someone who has had this diagnosis or has any health conditions. And that's not to discourage anyone from dating or getting to know people and things like that. It's just something that you just have to be aware of. Just like when I had the diagnosis and I told people, they're like, oh, I'm going to be there for you every step of the way. But when I needed them to be there for me every step of the way, they were not there because they feel like they can handle it, but they can't. So that's something to be mindful of as well. But it's the same thing like with concealed carry. At what point do I let people know I'm an advocate for the 2A and I got a gun on me right now? Like, when do you say that? I don't know. I think you just have to fill those things out, because another thing is I Google people when I meet them. I get their name. I'm doing research. Okay? And I'm assuming people are doing research on me. And if you type in Destiny and certain things, my social media might come up. And then you're hit upside the head like, dang, I didn't know this girl was carrying guns and da-da-da. So when do you have those conversations? I don't know. I'm still filling that out. But those are things that I'm thinking about. When it comes to kids, I tell them straight up. Because what? my kids are like my top priority outside of God and my health. They're top priority, you know. So I have 2 kids. These are their ages, straight up. So if there's any, I don't know, we can already disqualify each other if there's an issue with that. So things like that, I'm very open and readily available to discuss. But when it comes to the diagnosis that I had and concealed carry, I'm like testing the waters on that. When does this conversation come up? Because there are men that are anti-gun. There are men that are afraid of women with guns. There are men that don't like women to carry guns, you know? And it's that just puts it in a different subcategory then. It's like, okay, well, I'm not for you, you're not for me. These are the people that will be for me, or that I'm for, because I am not dealing with another man who is anti-gun. My last relationship was anti-gun. Yeah, not doing it. Not for me. And anti-social media. And when do you tell a man, yeah, I'm on social media? Oh, like you post pictures here and there? No, it's a little bit more than that. Like, at what point do you have that conversation? I don't know. Because there are a lot of men that don't like women on social media, for whatever reason. But some things I'm not going to change. And if I feel led and called by God to do something, I'm going to do it. And if someone does not like it or agree, again, we disqualify each other. That just puts me in another category of people I'm not for and that are not for me. So I don't know, y'all. I'm optimistic about dating. Like I said, it is different. I think the town that I live in is too small for me. I don't think, well, we don't know, because God can do anything. Amen. He can do anything and place people anywhere. I just don't know if that man is in the city that I live in, because like I said, the city that I live in is very small in my opinion. Everybody knows somebody. I have a big family, so a lot of people know my family, hence they know me, and things like that. So I don't know, but you got to be open to going other places as well. And I know people are like, well, what about the church? I don't know, because I'm not going to church looking for, again, I'm not going anywhere looking for a man. You position yourself, but while I'm at church, I'm not really thinking about relationships. I'm thinking about church. I'm thinking about the praise and the worship. I'm thinking about, now you're not there, you know, you got eyes, right? You could go anywhere and see attractive people. I've seen some attractive men at some of the places, church and the things, but that's not my main focus when I'm at church. And so I wouldn't even know how to position myself. He would definitely have to approach me at church. I don't know. I just don't see myself doing that unless he just preached the word. And I'm not talking about my pastor. I'm talking about like a guest pastor. We're not even talking about this because I don't want no kind of misconstrued, nothing like that. What I'm trying to say is, at church, the man would definitely have to approach me because I'm not even looking like that. I'm going back to my home church. That's where I go. So I've been at this church since we moved to Florida, and I was in high school, like the end of my 11th grade, 12th grade year. So these people that I see have known me since I was a jit. Okay, I was a kid. I was a teenager. And so I don't really see people my age, male, at church really. And I don't know, because I sit in the front too, so I don't see a lot of stuff that's behind me. Because like I said, I'm here for church. I sit in the third, fourth, fifth row. I'm right up there. Right behind the deaconess, baby. So anyway, this is a tangent now. All in all, to say, dating in 2025 is going to be fun. I know we're at the latter part of 2025 now, so it's going to be going on to 2026, you know, and all the things. But I'm going to keep y'all up to date because I tell y'all my business anyway. Why would I stop now? Why would I stop now? And that's another thing. The man that I am going to be with is going to have to be okay with me telling my stuff. I'm not talking about our personal relationship issues. I'm not talking about his issues, his family issues, health issues, my stuff. People I found are uncomfortable even when I'm speaking about my stuff. How does it make you uncomfortable that I'm telling the world, or at least the people who come across my videos in the world, about my health diagnosis, or my views on the Second Amendment, or my views on being a parent, or my views on da-da-da-da-da? How does that make you uncomfortable? How are you upset about what I'm sharing when it's about me? It ain't about you. I don't know. That's weird to me. That's parasocial. That's what the new streamers are using. Parasocial. People are so parasocial. Stop being parasocial. So the man that I date would have to be okay with me being what I am on the internet. Okay? So it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things, but I believe it's out there. We believe God can do any and all things. And we have faith and trust and believe in that. So yeah. That's the video. I just wanted to talk to y'all about my dating experience thus far and what we're going on and on. Ooh, I have a list. It's not a list that I created. My therapist shared a list that one of her clients created. She's a Christian woman. My therapist is a Christian. It's all Christian, okay? And so she made up a list of what she wants in a man. Maybe I'll do a separate video sharing what's on her list, what I'm taking from that list, what you can take from that list, and how we feel about it, period. It's just things that you would pray to God about that you would want in your spouse. And I am going by that list because, well, majority of the list is things that align with me and what I want for my life and the life of my children and what I would want for a marriage and a relationship and things like that. So that'll be a separate video though, because I feel like this is a long one for me, so we're going to dial it back and we're going to come back with another video discussing more things. But y'all leave in the comment section below, are you single, married, dating? What's your experience thus far? What was your experience when you were dating? And if you enjoyed this video, let me know, okay? So yeah, if you love someone, tell them. I love you all. Stay dangerous.